Hey, how's it going? My name is Jerold.mp4, the Diversified Commission Specialist. Now, I want to make this video, and I want to be very candid. I want to be very transparent as to why I'm so passionate about helping people make money online. From the ages of 18 to 24, I was literally homeless. I was in the street, living in the subway system during the winter time to stay warm, and outside in a cardboard box during the summertime. And I learned a lot about who I am. I was very fortunate not to do drugs or do any of that stuff. I actually did very meaningless odd jobs just to eat for the day. And I thought that was good. I thought, hey, at least I ate, But obviously, being homeless is nowhere near how anybody should live, and I wouldn't recommend it for anybody. And one day I was sleeping, and it was like during the harshest rainstorm I ever encountered, where my actual house, cardboard box, flew away, and I was stuck there. Rain just like poured a bucket on me, and I was so angry. I didn't know what to do. I cursed, I yelled, and I guess I passed out because I don't remember what happened after that. But I did wake up with something in my head, a vision in my head of me standing in front of a lot of people, just talking and sharing and helping them grow. The thing was, I didn't know how. I didn't know how I was doing this. It was like beyond me to actually fathom that I can actually be that great guy, that teacher that can teach a lot of people. So with that, I actually made a decision that I didn't want to be homeless anymore. I made a decision that was my last day sleeping outside. And I saved up a lot of money. A lot of money for me is like $10 back then. I went and I got a job as a barber. I was blessed because the person that was there saw something in me, gave me my starter tools. And I started getting hair. I had a knack for it during high school, so I decided to go ahead and do that. From then on in, it was just building and building and building after that, cutting hair very well, and doing stuff like that. But it really wasn't until I discovered the martial arts, and I just gravitated to it. I just man, it was like this whole new world opened up for me. So upon that, I really excelled. I got my black belt. I started teaching. I opened up a school. And I tell you, the greatest satisfaction I've ever gotten was seeing one of my students get a technique or do better in school or doing something pleasurable that really meant something to them that they would have a difficulty with, or getting focused on what they wanted to do in their life. So I went from there, and a friend of mine one of my students gave me a book called The Secret. Now, what that book did was open up a whole new world. It turns out that I was teaching people the secret. I just didn't know what it was. So, a long story short, which is probably too late for that, I really wanted to make a difference in people's financial lives as well. Because it's one thing to be very spiritual and be very happy and stuff like that, but if you're still worried about your bills, if you're still worrying about your finances, you're truly not happy. You're truly not living in the bliss that the universe has for you. So I decided to teach something that I call the Mashindo mind. That's where you're actually dead to your fear, doubts, and disbelief upon what you want in your life, and gives you the opportunity to just go for it. Fearless, no holds back, balls out, just go for it. And I've mentored a lot of people. I actually became a life coach, and that was amazing to me because I didn't know the thing that I had in me was to go teach people how to become fearless, how to become samurai. And I tell you, there's no better feeling. So now I have a company called Diversified Commissions, and that is where people can actually come on board, see what business they want to go to, and I would mentor you on how to make a really good, significant amount of money by doing whatever it is you want to do. Whether it's Monavie, whether it's Legal Shield, whether it's any other businesses that you can see on my website, Jerold.mp4.com. You should see it pop up right there. Go to it, see which one you like. I also blog a lot. I'm writing a book called The Mashindo Mind, so some stuff is there about that. But the bottom line is this. I really believe that the universe, when you were born, you had access to the universe, and along the way, you've kind of got into the isms, sexism, racism, all this other negative stuff that happens that you adopt into your philosophy. And this is how I know this to be true. You never see two children play in the courtyard, or rather stop playing in the courtyard because they're black or they're white or they don't make enough money or their parents are this. No, they just know that there's somebody there that they're playing with, regardless of who the heck they are or what they are. And I think that's very important when you do business. It's like, money is green, and we all want it. So why not do things that you want to do to get it, regardless of what the masses say? Back then it was about going to school, getting a good job, doing the 40 routine. The 40 meaning you work for 40 hours a day. 40 hours a week. Live to about 40, and the next 40 years you're struggling to pay the bills. It's crazy. I don't want my people or anybody that I come across to live like that anymore. That's why I put together this video. I put together this website. I put together a bunch of other things that would help you create the kind of income that you want so you can live the kind of life you want to live. I'm not going to hold up any more of your time, but I will urge for you to go on my website, pick a career that you want, pick a MLM business you want. It doesn't matter what you pick. My direct number is always available. You can call me directly all the time. Okay, I hardly ever sleep. I go to bed from 4 to 9. That's the only time I don't receive phone calls. Yeah, I'm here to help you, and I don't want anybody to ever live my past if I can help it. So again, my name is Jerold.mp4. This is my company is Diversified Commissions. I'm your specialist, and I hope to hear from you soon. Peace.